Hey guys, it's Johnny with JMFD Customs, the holster division of Cayenne Precision LLC. And we're back here today to do a frequently asked questions video about IWB or inside the waistband holsters. Before we get started, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. We certainly appreciate it when you guys do that. So we've been getting the same questions daily, and we decided to make a video that will be a reference point for all of our platforms that we can send customers to get their questions answered. Like I said, this is going to be over the IWB holsters that we carry, all of them except for the two-piece sidecars, which is an IWB holster with a mag carrier attached. So one of the top questions that we get is, what is the difference between the foamy and the DCC monoblock options that you offer? So we're going to get into that. This is a foamy. This is your 1.5 inch foamy clip. This is injection molded polymer. Sorry, still having Biden moments. These are very tough, regardless of what you see one or two people talking about online. We have sold tens of thousands of these. We have never had one come back broken. These are they're awesome, made in the USA. They're extremely durable, extremely tough. We sell these 1 to 25 at least over our other option, which I'll get into in a minute. So that is the foamy. That's our standard option. We have an upgrade option on there for a DCC monoblock. This is made by a company called DCC, and it is a steel clip, very durable, very high quality. It has a split in the middle, so these two sections work independently of each other. These have become very popular. Like I said, they still don't sell near as good as what the foamies do, but these are a great option. I will warn you, with the rough metal edges, they're not really rough, but it's a metal edge. These are harder on your belt. So those are the two options there. That is the difference between the foamy and the DCC. Foamy, one piece, injection molded. DCC, two-piece steel clip. So we have that out of the way. The next thing we get questions about is, one of our options is mod wing or no mod wing. And people ask us all the time, what is a mod wing? Mod wings are these two pieces right here. This is for a non-light bearing holster. This is for a light bearing holster. I'll get this in here real quick. If you order the mod wing on your holster, it will come with the small wing attached, but inside the package you will also receive the large wing, which is going to stick up considerably more. Hope you guys can see that. I have a major glare in here on the screen. So you will get two options for that with the smaller one installed. Now, what is a mod wing? So this is a non-light bearing holster. Non-light bearing mod wing has the longer L on it. What the purpose of this is IWB, so this is inside the waistband. Your belt is behind this clip, then your belt comes out and goes over this claw on the mod wing. So when you tighten your belt up, this is mainly for appendix carry. When you tighten your belt up, it puts pressure on top of this claw and twists the grip of the gun into your body to help with reduced printing when you're concealed carrying. If you're wearing this on a 3 o'clock position, where it is right there on your side, on your hip bone, you probably don't want a mod wing. It's not going to do anything but be very uncomfortable. But for appendix carry, these are awesome. It really cuts down on the printing. So that is for a non-light bearing. This is this is actually my EDC light bearing holster. Belt is behind the clip, over the claw. Same principle applies. This one is not near as big of an L because you already have extra kydex down here for the light. So this needs to be closer to the bottom of the holster. So belt underneath the clip, over the mod wing, torques the grip of the firearm back into your body, helps you reduce printing. And then these two options right here are standard holsters with no mod wing. This is standard light bearing holster, no mod wing. You will notice on these This clip is in the 0 degree position. This clip is in the 15 degree position. It is drilled for both underneath here. Usually the way we set holsters up is if you order it with a mod wing, your clip will be in the 0 position, straight down. If you order it without a mod wing, we usually position this in the 15 degree so that when it is riding, the weapon is canted just a little bit, makes the draw more comfortable, makes the carry position more comfortable. But if you do not like that, you can change this from 15 to 0, 0 to 15, however you want to set it up. So next question is, how do I adjust the retention? The retention on non-light bearing versus light bearing is the same concept. You're going to have these 2 screws right here. If you don't have a mod wing and it's just a regular holster, no mod wing, you're just going to look like this. You just tighten these or loosen them to your desired retention, and that's it. I mean, that's very simple. Now, adjusting the retention on a mod wing holster is different. Before we even get started with how to adjust the retention, we'll go over how to set the retention, because if, like with the no mod wing, you set these on the bench, usually it's very good when you're wearing it. If you like your retention tight and you set your retention on a mod wing holster where it is tight on the bench, when your belt applies pressure here, sometimes it will be way too much retention. So this needs to be set based on how it is inside the waistband. You need to be wearing this one. I mean, these are the same, but this one especially, you need to set the retention based on this. It may be a little bit loose on the bench, but when you get it inside the waistband, belt tightened down, then it may have that positive click that you want. So you have to play around with that. To adjust the retention on a mod wing holster, do not adjust these screws right here. These screws are non-adjustable. If you start loosening these, you are loosening a whole bunch of pieces inside here. Leave these alone. Complete opposite of this. On a light bearing or on a well guys, I'm just having a day. Regardless of light bearing or no light bearing, if you have a mod wing, you adjust from the back using these 2 posts. Use a slotted screwdriver and you either tighten these or loosen them. That's it. We get a lot of people that send us an email and say, hey, I tried to adjust the retention, now these screws are loose. I loosen them up on the front, but it's not doing anything. This will not do anything, guys. You have to use these 2 on the back. You have to adjust those from the back using a straight screwdriver, not from the front using a Phillips. Same way, light bearing with a mod wing. Anytime there's a mod wing, doesn't matter what it's on, you have to adjust the retention from the back side of the holster, not the front. So, another question that we get is, if I buy a light bearing holster and I take my weapon mounted light off, can I still use it? No, absolutely not. And we'll tell you why. On a regular holster, non-light bearing, your retention point is on the trigger guard. When you put the gun in there and you hear that click when it locks into place, that is the trigger guard. That's the trigger guard locking into this channel right here. On a light bearing holster, the holster is wide to accommodate the light. There is no way that you can lock onto the trigger guard. So the retention point on a light bearing holster is always on the light. You can't see it on this holster, but right up here, there is a divot that matches up to a divot on the Streamlight TLR7 sub. The retention point is always on the light. So you cannot use it. You take your light off, put it in here, it's just going to fall out. Cannot do that. So if you want the option to carry with or without your light, you're going to have to invest in 2 holsters. That's just all there is to it. Another one we get is, I have an RMR on my pistol. Will it still fit your holster? I'm not going to go through all of the optics that we get asked about. I'm just going to cover a few. All of our holsters are optics cut for RMR style optics. That means where it is in the RMR position or backwards, it will work. So Holosun, 407, 507, the RMR, the Delta Point Pro, all of those will fit. They're optics cut for an RMR style. They, however, are not cut for the RMR HD and the Trijicon SRO. Both of those protrude out toward the ejection port on the front, And this cut right here is not deep enough to accommodate that. So if you're running an RMR HD or an SRO, it's not going to work on these. Anything else, with the exception of the big mailbox light, which I haven't tested yet, and we'll come back to that at a later time, any RMR style where it doesn't protrude any further than a normal RMR style optic would will work. So we have that. Another thing that we get asked all the time, and sometimes we even get complaints. Somebody will order this and then they will say it won't stay on the outside of my belt. And it's not supposed to. And the question sometimes they ask before they purchase is, well, you have a right-hand IWB, so if I ordered that, could I carry it on my left side OWB? Absolutely not. This attachment, the foamy or the DCC monoblock, is not designed to carry a weapon outside the waistband. This will not work. This will secure it inside the waistband, but you get this outside the waistband here with a fully loaded mag in here. You have way too much weight. This slops around. That's not what it was intended for. That's not what it's supposed to be used for. Stop doing that. It doesn't make any sense. Just stop it. If you want an OWB holster, buy one with a real OWB setup on the outside, such as loops, paddle, the Safariland QLS system, something like that. No, none of this. None of this. If it says IWB on it, IWB stands for inside the waistband. If it says OWB, it stands for outside the waistband. Just stop. Another one that we get is our mag carriers. How to adjust an MRD, which is a magazine retention device. How do you adjust those? So this is this is a single 940 double stack mag carrier. This is the one exception where you can use this OWB. These are designed to be carried inside the waistband or flip it around and go outside the waistband because a mag is not that heavy. So you can carry these very effectively outside the waistband using this clip. However, you cannot do it with a holster. Stop it. So in the good old days, these had rubber washers here that you tighten and loosen, and it just squeezed the crap out of your mag, and that's how it held retention. Then the MRD was developed, which goes in here. We do away with that stuff. So first off, do not touch these screws. These screws are torqued down when we send them out the door. The MRD, the purpose of that is how you adjust your retention. We will get customers that say, I loosened these screws, but my mag still doesn't, it's still not tight, or it's still too loose or whatever. No, don't do that. To adjust the retention on this, you leave these alone. To adjust the retention, and I don't have one in here, but you use an 1/8 inch Allen wrench right here. You put an 1/8 inch Allen wrench into the set screw, you tighten it down, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You tighten it down to put more retention on the mag, or you loosen it, obviously, have less retention on the mag. It's a very simple, effective way. We started sending instruction sheets with all of these because we had guys saying, hey, I loosened these screws and it just doesn't work. So 1/8 inch Allen wrench, loosen that, tighten it, whatever you need to do. So there's that. Trying to think if I missed anything. I have a list over here beside me that I wanted to go through. I think that's going to be it for this video. We covered most of the stuff that we are getting on a daily basis that needs to be addressed at one time. So anyway, I'm going to end this one here. We'll probably be back with some others as more stuff comes up in the future, but for right now, we'll call it good on here. For my staccato guys and my Canic guys, stay tuned. We should be back pretty quickly with videos for both, and we'll also throw in a couple of laser engraving videos coming up. I got a couple of projects that we're working on, and I'm going to share some laser settings with you guys and stuff like that. So I will see you in the next one. Make sure and hit the like and subscribe button down below. We certainly appreciate it.